Pod in the City is a Sex in the City podcast and thus contains adult themes and explicit content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, welcome to Pod in the City. I'm Amanda.
And I'm John.
We're two besties who bonded over Sex in the City in college.
And now, 20 years later, we're reliving it like it's our very first time. Hi, pretties. It's And Just Like That, Season 1, Episode 7, Sex and the Widow. Carrie's publisher tasks her with injecting some hope into her new book. Miranda tries to rekindle a spark with Steve. Charlotte bristles when Harry imposes on her sacred space. Tennis. Oh, and Miranda and Che get it on. Yeah.
Boobies. We see boobs.
And you know what? I gotta say, I love Trey Diaz. I hate myself for it.
Really? Are you being serious? Based on what?
Well, like in the completely ironic and like they being so necessary to this show in every way. And when they come on screen, I'm like, yay, it's Che.
I mean, it at least is like, okay, now it's almost a comfort at this point where it's like, okay.
And it is.
Well, Che is here to kind of, ground everything.
Ground what? Miranda's into the ground literally.
Oh, gosh, Miranda.
I was trying to be kind because guys, if you're checking us out, we could be on YouTube. All right, you could be watching us on YouTube, or you could be listening to us on all the podcast places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I guess there's other ones. If you are watching us on YouTube, click subscribe, click like, and all of that. If you're just listening to us, guess what? We love you too, because that was where we started. Now, how we handle these are we talk on here a little bit, we gab and the such, and then after that, what you're going to want to do is, if you want to continue watching the video, head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/podinthecity. You can join for free, and on our free level, you can finish watching the rest of this video. We have some secrets in the video, so we can't really share everything here on YouTube.
But Patreon is a free for all, baby.
Over on Patreon, Amanda shows her boobs just like Miranda, and so
she's got pretty good boobs, I gotta say. I was pretty impressed.
Well, you know what? Just so you know, Che makes Miranda feel a way that she's never felt before. Actually, wait. What am I kidding? We're talking about Rambo, right? Not Miranda, Rambo.
Oh my gosh, I hate it. I hate every time I'm sorry, Walter. Where are you going? Walter's over it.
If you'd also like to join us on our Patreon, we do have a $6 level where we cover a lot of other shows, and we also do deep dives on our own lives, like crazy shit that we really don't want to talk about over here. Also, guys, check out our Instagram. Also, subscribe and hit the like, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, but definitely subscribe to all your friends.
Please,
subscribe to our YouTube here.
We're trying to get 500 YouTube subscribers, and we're inching, but we're getting there.
We're so close. I can taste it, just like Che Diaz tasted Miranda's. Let's see,
baby. Now, what it was? Okay, so last week I was listening back to our episode last week, which hopefully my internet is better this time. Fingers crossed. Okay, you know what? Veering off here for a second, I saw a TikTok recently about how people talk with their lower lip and their bottom teeth show. And I realized I'm one of those people. My bottom teeth show when I talk.
What's wrong with that?
Because I talk with my bottom lip. I don't, they're implying it's not good.
I like when you can see people's teeth because who is it? There's the actress that, Victoria Clark, who I think is super talented. But her mouth, you can't see her teeth when she talks, and it's like an uncanny valley for me.
It's like that Chris Colfer from Glee.
Oh, my dad loves Glee.
Oh. Anyway. So where were we? Oh,
this.
Okay, so I rewatched our episode from last week.
Oh, sorry.
I listened. And we didn't have any news. So when this news came across our desks, this hot off the presses shit, I was buzzing. I really was.
two back to back.
Now the first one made me be like, the second one though. Now.
Okay, you know what I think is the funniest about this is that so what we're showing here is Sarah Jessica Parker's her Instagram, and she posted, "Here we go," and it's a picture of her like plaque. What's that called? Like a plaque, not a placard, but like her name tag thing that says, and just like that, Carrie, Sarah Jessica Parker, and then the script for episode 301 and 302, but you can't see the title.
I'm really sorry. I have to pour water right now.
So it's like you're in court.
Should I pour it in the cup?
Yeah.
In case you guys want to know, we do also have an ASMR situation going on. So check that out. So I'm sorry. I have to pour this.
What is this situation that you brought a glass pitcher over with water? What a dork.
Amanda, this is how I exist. I often, what I do is I put ice in the pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
And then I put the water in the pitcher. So, because I like to drink out of a small, this cup's kind of big, but I like to put a little bit so it stays cool, but be able to, anyway, I'm going to pour a little water, a little ASMR moment. Thanks for allowing me to do that.
Okay. Well, what was I talking about? Oh, and just like that. So Sarah Jessica Parker has taken this picture and she has meticulously arranged everything in this picture so that you can't see what the episode title. Well, so she has a pen over the title for episode 301, and then episode 302 is under it, but she's put the first script on top of the second script so that you can't see the title. But you're able to slightly see the end of both titles. If you look closely enough at that, you can see what the words kind of at the end of them are. And right now I can't see it from this angle, but if you're looking at it on your phone, you can kind of see. And one of them I think was OOD. So I think the end of it must be good. I don't know if it's for food. You think that one of the titles is food? Maybe it's like soul food or something. Yeah, but if they call it soul food, I will want to go crazy. Soul food, and it's all the white characters. That's what I'm saying. This show does not need. They don't use any of them. Go back and listen to last week's episode, Diwali, if you'd like to hear a beautiful, beautiful tradition and holiday be co-opted by Carrie, colonizer Carrie, who needs to make it all about her life. You guys, her apartment is basically like an arranged marriage. Oh my God, don't get me started. Anyway, so anyway, she meticulously arranged this so you can't see the title. Then the next huge piece of news, which someone sent this to us, and I actually took a screenshot of this and sent it to Joan, and I accidentally left the name of the person that sent it to me, so I hope that she's okay with this. But it was Shannon Rogers. She sent me this picture that Rosie ODonnell is going to be, and Rosie's title just says "Here Comes Mary," And then she's put the same arrangement that Sarah Jessica Parker has, but she just put the whole script in there so we can see what the title is. Which I think what does it say? Wait, hang on. Can we see the title? Outlook good. Okay, so ew. But this piece of news. Oh my God! This made me somewhat revitalized, and I swear if they only put the text. Well, I was actually excited. I love Rosie. I've loved her since I was a kid. Watched the Rosie ODonnell show. Obviously. Watched Harriet the Spy like a nut job because I was obsessed with her, and I just love her. She can do no wrong, in my opinion. She kind of is all over the place sometimes, but oh my God, if I met her, I would love to hang out with her. Me and Jody quote the Elizabeth Hasselbeck, Rosie ODonnell fight to each other almost every week. You said nothing, and that was cowardly. Well, maybe poor little Elizabeth isn't poor little Elizabeth.
Did you ever? I think we've talked about this, but did you see when she like dommed on Tom Selleck on her show, on Rosie O'Donnell
Yeah,
show?
but I'm kind of more on Tom Selleck's side for that.
I think it was about. Anyway, let's maybe not get into that one, but
because he wasn't there to talk about that. But anyway, but Rosie, I mean, give it to me now. Hook her to my veins because I
need her as the fourth. I want her as the Samantha replacement.
That's what they should
that is
have
the
done.
only thing that is going to work for me. And in fact, this show should have just probably done that from the start. They should have found a fabulous older woman.
I think they thought that they were finding a fabulous person for because I think Trey Diaz, because you look at Sarah Ramirez from Grey's, like I'd be like, oh, they're gonna fit in perfectly in this. They're so fabulous.
No, I don't think so. I think what they tried to do instead was what we've discussed is that whole pairing up like into partners and stuff. What they needed to do was find one more person to shove into the core group, and it would have been better. I still would have thought it was annoying, but this isn't working, what's going on in the show right now, because we're branching off in these storylines, which, news alert, the biggest piece of news that came out from last week's episode, which I'm not age shaming, but that Naya is younger than me.
Yeah.
Naya is younger
and
than
much younger than
me. And I still watched this episode, and again, I'm not age shaming, but I said there is no way in hell that she is younger than me.
I hate to I don't even want to tell you this, but you just froze for a second. But I think it might have just been a little glitchy. You're fine. You're back. Here's what I think. Here's what I think. I definitely don't want Rosie to be the new Che. This is what I would need to happen if I were in the writer's room. Except I wouldn't be because I'm a woman who's watched this show before. So I wouldn't be eligible. But I would need Miranda to fall in love with Rosie. And then I need Rosie to sit Miranda down and let her have it and be like, these are all the reasons why you suck. Okay. And why I would never date your ass. Like, this is, I love Rosie because, like, Rosie on TikTok, like, when she discovered TikTok, and I think it was probably during the pandemic, she started, like, all her TikToks are unhinged. It's always a way too close up. She has these amazingly weird kind of steampunk glasses, right? Uh-huh. And then just constantly like mouth sores, just so cold sores all around her mouth.
She has a lot. She looks windburnt most of the time, like very sunburned.
Some lotion.
I think it's sunburning that's like chapped her lips up. I'm sorry. Here's my first piece of evidence that I do not believe that Mary or that Rosie and Miranda are going to be a couple. Their names would be Mary and Miranda.
They could make a whole joke of that, John. That's a whole season arc.
I believe the show. Now, I don't trust the show in any way to make any smart decisions, but I don't believe that they would choose, of all names that they could give. Now, they did choose the name Lisa Todd Wexley, but why would you choose Mary to go with Miranda? Here's what I'm thinking. Here's my prediction for Mary. She's going to play an elder butch, like an elder gay who who Miranda befriends at
so she can teach her a few things, not sense into her,
but not like sexy, not like in a sex way, more like a big sister mentor-y type thing.
Yeah.
Or she could also be like the manager at a bar, and Miranda's like recovering. Do they talk about that in season 2 at all?
Well, I definitely don't talk about it in this episode that we just watched. No, I honestly don't think they ever mention it again.
Does Miranda drink again ever?
No, that's not. And that should be part of the storyline. Because I don't even know what the statistics is, but I would assume that, I don't know, 90% of people who try to quit drinking relapse at least once. So, like, that could be a major storyline.
Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that there's also kind of levels to some of it as well. And some people may temporarily become sober or, choose sobriety. and then go back to like being like, oh well, I can have one drink or whatever. Like,
yeah,
because
that's what that's maybe, you know how many times I've gone through that.
But I see with like Miranda, maybe it's because the show didn't really show her like in the depths of alcoholism.
She
like
didn't hit any rock bottom. It was just
casual.
that Charlotte told her, Charlotte
she's drinking
was a bitch
too
about
much.
it. Right. And then she ordered herself a book about quitting drinking. And then, I mean, she had the best sex of her most mind-blowing sex of her life on when she was drinking on the day with Che.
Now, y'all, there was some questions and confusions in this episode, just like last episode where we forgot there was a 3-month time jump. They did address it. They did address it.
Yes, they did. I was impressed with that. But then, so this is what happened. I watched this whole episode. I took notes. And then at the end, I was like, I was really enjoying the episode. I thought that miles better than last week.
I agree. It actually made
good. I'm
somewhat sense.
I'm like, I don't want it to be just us railing on the show every episode. But
it
this
slightly harkens back to the old slightly.
Totally. So I'm watching this first part, and we're going to get into the actual recap in a second here. And then you can head on over patreon.com/podinthecity to watch the rest. But I was like, this is great. And I texted Joan and I was like, I really appreciate this episode. I think you're going to like it a little bit at least or whatever. And then John's like, wait, then you started watching it and you're like, so a year has passed since the last episode? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess it did.
Well,
I was focused on something else.
Come to find out it really hadn't. I think this was supposed to just be like
days and days.
A visual thing. It couldn't be day to day because it literally
went through seasons, right?
The first spoiler alert. Well, not spoiler alert. Sorry, and Amanda's the head recapper this time, but I'm gonna just say the first fucking like thing is Carrie typing in her window and it says it's winter, spring, summer, and fall. Like it goes through every season.
So that's a year then.
And I'm like, that is when I was like, okay, so did a year pass? But then later, Miranda says she hadn't heard from Che for 3 months.
3 months.
And then I was like, oh, okay, that then kind of makes sense. So I think they were trying to just imply that Carrie's life was continuing, but they made it very confusing.
No, wait. Now you confuse me more because if it's set on the screen, fall, spring.
No, the song playing.
Oh, the song. Okay. No, but the song is called Spring Is Here.
Okay, but then it played rain or snow.
Yeah, it was snowy. So maybe
rain, it was just leaves, like autumn leaves blowing.
So that could be 3 months though. That could be April through, because that's how the weather is here, has been for the past couple months. So I would buy it. And in New York it is too.
But let's not forget that those 3 months happened already. Those actually happened before last episode.
All right, well, let's not get into those semantics. But
so it would be maybe 6 months.
Okay, we're just.
I'm not liking these. I think they tried to do a really cool visual thing, and if you're a person who needs some idea of like, where are we at in the story timeline? Like, just don't try.
Okay, but I will say the opening, we're going to get into it in 1 second here. But before we go, I want to say this opening harkened me back to the original series, and I was really enjoying it. And I think it was a good example of, even if you have all these times, these long extended periods of nothing happening, but there's interest, there's something visually happening. And it's not just waving or whatever. I can sit and I can watch a scene with nothing happening and be completely captivated.
But that's visual storytelling.
Yes.
The other times are
entering, exiting, smoking a cigarette. Yeah.
That has nothing to do with anything. Now, if they lingered on someone's face and in that moment the person's face turned from happiness to sadness, or there was like a glint in something, I'd get it. But
there's this moment, I'm sure you heard people talking about it in the season 2 of White Lotus. This character has a moment like that, and it's like she should have won an Emmy for it because it's just her, and it's like probably 8 seconds of just a close up on her face, and she goes through all of these emotions, and I just got chills like remembering it. You really should watch White Lotus. Several people have been writing saying that you need to get into it. Anyway, on that note, let's head on over to Patreon. You want to play that little?
We're still here though, guys. Don't turn off your podcast.
Yeah, we're still here.
I wanted